Hey, what is going on, guys? I've got another video for you today, and today we're going to be playing with the Invisible Watch as spy on PL Thunder Mountain. Now, you may be able to hear a slight echo in this video. It's just because I'm in a new surrounding. I'll explain that in another video. It's really not important for this video. But today, I was playing some TF2, and I decided that I need to change some things. I was watching some YouTubers, and I was just looking at them and the way that they play, and I realised that I have become a sloppy spy. I've got too used to the dead ringer. I need to learn some skill. I bump into enemies carelessly, I do stupid things all the time. So what I'm going to do now is make a promise of just to get better at spy and to upload not pure dead ringer videos for spy. I'm now going to upload, it's going to be a 80% dead ringer videos and 20% other watch videos, basically. It may even itself out more, it depends really, it's not really set in stone, but basically if I upload 10 videos of spy, then at least 2 of them are going to have the different watches, like the cloak and dagger and the invisible watch, because I want to get better with these watches, and I can use them, but it's just so rare that I do, and I really need to get into them. And I've started doing it already, so this is the first gameplay that I got with the invisible watch. I thought I did quite nicely with it, as considering it's one of my first tries, and the invisible watch is such a nice watch to use. I forgot how good it really is. It really is so smooth. Once you get a flow with it, you can really get in some crafty places that you can't get with the dead ringer, because the invisibility just lets you get into some really nice opportunities, like triple chain stabs like that. And with a dead ringer, you may not be able to do that because of the cloak is holding you back. And while the dead ringer is still a very good watch, and I will still use it a lot, I'm now going to use, what am I doing? I keep saying that I'm going to use these watches. Basically, I'm going to be going over a little bit of tips for the invisible watch and just some things that you can do. So one of the things that I noticed that you have to do is you have to be good at surfing. And what surfing is basically what you have to do is you have to keep cloaked as long as you can, and you only want to decloak at the right opportunity. And obviously use a l'étranger if you want a longer cloak time, because that's been buffed now. But surfing is basically when you're invisible, you run to an ammo pack or a weapon, and it keeps filling your ammo, and it's called surfing. So you get a really long run path, and it's great for escapes. It's great for tricking the enemy, creating paranoia, because they don't know where you are. And it's just a really good tactic to use, and get used to it. So when you see a weapon on the ground and you run in, just skim over to it and fill up your ammo and get to an even further place. And another thing to remember with the invisible watch is that timing is very important, because it really is one mistake and you're dead, basically. And pyros, they're very easy to lock you down, and it's not a bad thing, because you want the pyros to be searching for you, and although it's going to stop you from doing your job, you're going to be preoccupying an enemy, basically, just for you. So that's one of the arts of spies, that you can get enemies just to focus on you and you only, while your teammates do a bit of cleanup. And this clip right here I find pretty nice. When he teleports, I just drop down, stab him in, and then zap all his stuff, and just a quirky little clip that's just, as soon as he sets it up, it's gone down again. And another thing to another thing to bear in mind with the invisible watch is map knowledge, and especially height advantage. As you saw there, I was sat on some crates for quite a long time. Things like that, they're really good for the invisible watch, because if enemies are coming and you don't really fancy your chances, you don't want to go in for the stab, then just cloak and they just won't see you, because you'd be surprised how long the cloak actually is. And it is a really long cloak, and the cloak and dagger as well, you can sit in corners and things and get the height advantages and just stay in areas that you wouldn't be able to get to. And sometimes you will mess up, and it's not an instant death every time you die, every time you blink with the invisible watch. I was listening to somebody called Tobias Funky. He's a spy, and he was talking about the invisible watch, that how you can use blinks to your advantage. So if you get blinked, it triggers something in the enemy, they will instantly turn and run for you. And if you're a smart spy, you can use the movement to outsmart them, basically. And that's another thing that you need to learn with the invisible watch, is just the movement is so key. Like one bump, you really need to watch out. So I've started using the the A and D keys more, so you can strafe and get really sharp, thorough movements instead of floating about, and be precise with where you're going and know where you're going to go. And I obviously going to make some bold moves in this. As you can see, I'm about to jump over the enemy and try and get behind and try and get into that medic heavy combo. And it's also just to avoid pyros and stuff. And if you're bold with your movements, you're not going to get bumped as much because you're moving at a higher speed. You're less likely to, you know, cause friction with the enemy. And it's just really, really nice watch to use. And I'm going to use it a lot more. I keep saying that. Although the hit registration on that stab, that was awful. That was awful. But basically, I keep saying basically, what we're going to do, I keep saying that as well. I always have like habits when I'm commentating, just saying the exact same stuff. But maybe I should explain why I'm playing Thunder Mountain, as most of you know me for just playing the same old 3 maps, which is Gold Rush, Badwater and Upward, and that's on the Wireplay server. But what I'm doing now is I'm in a different location, a different country, so my ping on those servers are through the roof, so I have to change servers. So the servers are on different rotations, different maps. So you will see more maps. You've already seen Hoodoo. You're gonna see, yeah, you've seen Thunder Mountain. You probably see some more of Thunder Mountain and just general different maps, which is nice to see. And I'm going through some changes. It sounds like a sex change, doesn't it? I'm going through a sex change. No, I'm just changing as a player. I want to get better. I'm gonna try and, I keep repeating myself, I'm saying I want to get better, but I really do. I'm going to start trying to really home in on some of the bad habits that I used to have with the Dead Ringer, because if I watch some of my gameplays now, it is really embarrassing, some of the things that I do. I get so aggressive and so cocky, and I used to refute trick stabbing an awful lot, and then as you can see, I've got into it now a bit more, and then I've got kind of too into trick stabbing where I'll just try and trick stab all the damn time. I'm changing that because I've realised how stupid it is and how it only really works very, very few of the time. But basically, this gameplay has been just a sweet little gameplay of just me showing some of the things that you have to do, you know, vantage points, routes, map knowledge, height advantage, just some tips and stuff. And the game did turn to mush at the end, and the enemy did end up getting spawn trapped. But it was a good start, it was a good game. They looked like they were going to win, but we held them back with a really strong defense, and I kind of lost my patience in the end, and I kind of started rushing in, and that's one of the bad habits that I have, is just always rushing in. But there was like 30 seconds left in the game, so thank you for watching this Invisible Watch gameplay, and I'll see you later. See you later. Have a nice day.